Discovery Channel has aired a new survival show here in Brazil. It's the Brazilian version of Dual Survival. The protagonists are all Brazilians, and it takes place here in Brazil. They are showing several locations, several natural locations here in Brazil where they take the people for like this survival environment, which is pretty much what they do with the American version of Dual Survival with Cody Landin and the new person. It was Dave Canterbury, and now he has a new partner for the third season. The concept of the show is it's pretty much the same. It's even the same director, Brian Lovett, who is also responsible for this show here. Actually, we have the Brazilian director, Rodrigo Astiz, who is in charge of the whole production here, but the guy above him who's in charge of the whole thing is actually Mr. Brian Lovett, who I will be addressing later at the end of this video. But here in Brazil, I've been asked a lot about what I think of the show, my opinion on the protagonists and everything. And well, I'd like to talk a little bit about it now. Last year in October, I got a phone call from Discovery Channel, the Brazilian production, and they asked me for my resume, my profile, and I sent them my information, my resume and everything. Well, I didn't hear from them for like a month, almost 2 months, and then I got a phone call saying that they wanted me for a casting for the TV's the screen test. And I said, oh, fine. So it was on Wednesday. They put me on a plane on Thursday. I flew to São Paulo. On Friday, I was, in the bush with the production, shooting my screen test and everything. It was then that I had the pleasure and the honor to meet the two guys that were chosen, that were picked for the protagonists for the show here in Brazil. One of them, the military guy, is a Brazilian Air Force Colonel Leite, and the civilian guy, the Cody Landin guy, let's put it this way, is a Brazilian, great Brazilian guy named Leonardo. Now Leonardo had the chance to grow up with the Indians. He was raised by an Indian tribe here in Brazil. He went to the Amazon when he was a kid, and he stayed there with the Indians for several years, learning their cultures, their ways of life, and the way they do things. And so he has a great amount of knowledge on the plants, on the animals of the rainforest, of the Amazon forest. To tell you guys the truth, he is the most knowledgeable person when it comes to the fauna and flora of the Amazon that I, Juliano, have ever found in my life, have ever met in my life. I mean, we stepped into the bush. He started pointing at plants that I had seen before, but I had no idea what they were good for, or if they were good for anything at all. But Leonardo just started pointing out plants and say, oh, that plant's good for this, that one is edible, that one has edible roots and everything. And I was like, wow, that guy's a moving, encyclopedia when it comes to the knowledge of the Brazilian rainforest, fauna and flora. And I was really impressed by that. Colonel Leite, same story. He is a guy with a lot of experience in rescue. He's part of a Brazilian Air Force team, which is a rescue team, and he has lots of experience in rescuing people in jungle environment and that kind of stuff. Again, the perfect person for the job, the profiles they wanted for the show. And seriously, if you ask me, they got the right guys. Those people fit exactly in what they wanted, in the kind of people they wanted for the show. And even seriously, if you ask me, Juliano, I wouldn't do a good job. I wouldn't be the best person for that job because I'm not a military guy, and I didn't grow up with the Indians. I go to the bush. I've been going to the bush since I was a kid and everything, but my parents are not Indians. I didn't grow up in an Indian village. I didn't have that chance, that opportunity, that privilege, which Leonardo did. Nevertheless, I say that they got the right guys, and that's why I believe this show is in real good hands. Not only the protagonists are real good people, really knowledgeable, simple, and masters in what they do, but the production is also excellent. The director, the Brazilian director they picked for the show is a great guy, Rodrigo Astiz, who I had the chance and the privilege to also meet and he is a guy who has done lots of works for Discovery Channel, previous works before, and Discovery couldn't get a better person for the job. So I'm really glad for being able to take part in the casting, in the screen test, for being given the chance and the opportunity to go all the way to São Paulo and meet Coronel Leite and Leonardo and Rodrigo Astiz, the director, and the whole production, the whole team, the group, the staff that work with him is great. All the camera crew and the girls, and everybody's so sweet, everybody's so nice. And I couldn't be more happy for the show. Although I wasn't picked, like I said, I know that I wasn't the right guy for the thing, and that's okay. I am really glad, because Discovery Channel could have picked any other country, any people in the world, and they came to Brazil, they picked us, and they got some really good, knowledgeable people for the job. They're showing parts of the country, they're giving tips, and this survival bushcraft stuff in Brazil, it's not as popular as it is out there in Europe, in North America. It's pretty new in Brazil. This thing is growing up now, and the show will definitely help when it comes to giving it like a push, so all this whole bushcraft and survival thing will become more popular. Hopefully more people will get interested in the subject, will come for training with all the schools and get to the bush and start spreading information. The whole scene will grow up and develop more, I think, after the show and because of the show. So it's a gain-gain situation for all of us down here in Brazil. And I want to thank Discovery Channel. And now I'd like to personally thank you, Mr. Brian Lovett. I don't know if you will ever see this video, but if you do, I want you to know that I'm really thankful for being given the chance to take part in that casting, for being given the chance to go all my way to São Paulo, like I said, and meet the production, meet the guys who are the protagonists, and even knowing that I didn't have the profile you guys were looking for. So seriously, I appreciate it so much. I really thank you, and I congratulate you for the great job you guys are doing here in Brazil. It is an honor for us Brazilians to have such a great channel like Discovery, such a great production, taking place here among us, picking up people, locals, and our people here. I can only thank you guys on the behalf of all the Brazilians and say that you guys picked the right people for the job. Coronel Leite and Leonardo are excellent. They are masters in what they do, and the production couldn't be different from what it is. A total success, and people are loving it, and I really appreciate the chance I was given. So that's it, my friends. This was Juliano Toniolo from Brazil, and I'll see you in the bonus. Oh, if you can, let's see the Brazilian Dual Survival too. It pays off. Great show. See you in the bonus.